So if you can think about it, for those of you who don't know, the Distinguished Club program is a way and a measurement for Toastmasters International, or that they use to identify a healthy club. And it's based on a multitude of facets. It's based on membership. It's based on timely admin. So if you can get your officers list in on time, that's an easy DCP point for a club. If you can get a minimum of 4 officers trained, you get into that DCP point, and it's just for training. You just got to go to 2 hours. And the cool thing is, it's fun. You get to be with other Toastmasters, you get to learn. So those are some really of the easy things. And then,
welcome to another episode of B50 After Dark. I'm your host, Mickey Bennett, and today we will be continuing our conversation with District Director Kimberly Ross. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about her vision for the success of our district. Welcome back to the show, Kim.
Thanks, Mickey. It's nice to be here.
I so enjoyed our previous conversation, and I'm excited to get more into what you see your next year looking like, and perhaps more importantly, what you see the next year for the district looking like. I'm talking about your vision for success in the district.
So one of the things that I have been really working on, and someone very dear to me has reminded me, is that it's our vision, our district, and it's our team. I have asked the division directors and our senior 7, and especially our trio leaders, what do you guys think about getting to be a distinguished district? And everyone has unequivocally said, yes, let's do it. And so I don't know if everybody knows this, but it's been quite a while, several years, probably 6 to 7 years since District 50 has been a distinguished district. Now, there was COVID and a lot of things in between, and we know that District 50 is not the only district in the world that has suffered because of that. But one of the things that I've been pretty passionate about in leading the charge on is I really believe that we have what it takes to get to, at the minimum, a distinguished level this year.
Awesome. Now, for those of our listeners who aren't familiar with the Distinguished Club program, it might be valuable for them to just briefly explain what is the Distinguished Club program, why is it important, and what does that look like at the district level?
I'm so glad you asked that question. So if you can think about it, for those of you who don't know, the Distinguished Club program is a way and a measurement for Toastmasters International, or that they use to identify a healthy club. And it's based on a multitude of facets. It's based on membership. It's based on timely admin. So if you can get your officers list in on time, that's an easy DCP point for a club. If you can get a minimum of 4 officers trained, you get into that DCP point, and it's just for training. You just got to go to 2 hours. And the cool thing is, it's fun. You get to be with other Toastmasters, you get to learn. So those are some really of the easy things. And then if you can get those 2 items, you only need a minimum of 3 education levels, and you can hit that 5, which is the minimum to receive a distinguished level at the club level. Now, for area directors, it's a little different to be a distinguished area. There's a lot of little different nuances that they have to do, and it has to do with the momentum of those clubs, what they're able to accomplish. And then the division team also has goals. So each division director has a goal that they need to hit, but they can't do it alone. They need the help of those area directors. And just like the district, we need our clubs. We need to also be fastidious as far as executing against getting the success plan for the district on time, in the budget, and some other ancillary things, as well as training our area and division directors. So there's a lot of little milestones that we have to make sure that we're adhering to in a timely fashion. If we miss those, it could put us out of the running for a distinguished.
Now, when I first encountered the Distinguished Club program, my vice president of education at the time gave a speech about it, and the cynical side of me said, oh, this is just some some bureaucratic nonsense, it's some point chasing for some pointless awards. But as I became more and more active in Toastmasters, I've come to believe that these are actually really valuable goals that help give clarity to what the foundations of success for a club are. And so it's not just point chasing. I believe that focusing on these 10 points in the DCP program really is going to at least get you in the right direction to having a great club.
I would agree with you. I really believe that our clubs are amazing. Our members are special and they're dynamic and they have a lot of stuff going on in their lives. We all do. We have great things happening. We've got members who are struggling and going through a lot of pain and heartburn and heartache and everywhere in between. And these goals and the success plans and the DCP program, they're all designed to help us stay focused. If we get off track, that's okay. We have a whole year, but the goals this year that we're going to be setting, we're going to be identifying and tracking more on a quarterly basis so that we're more predictable as to where we're going to land.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a strategy team that's been working already for the year. And we really believe that we have what it takes to be a distinguished district this year. Now, it's going to take all of us. It's not just the district. It takes the member. It takes the club. It takes these area directors that are working hard already, turning in reports already, and our division team as well. So together, I believe that we're going to cross that finish line. And I'm really excited to see how it turns out.
So your vision in a nutshell is for our district to be at least distinguished, if not select distinguished or president's distinguished. So at least be distinguished this year, which we haven't done in a few years.
I believe it's like 6 to 7 years that we have not been distinguished. And what many people don't know is District 50 has quite the history. We are a really strong district amongst the world. And one of the things that I learned at our mid-year training this last year, which actually ashamedly didn't know, but District 50, did you know, has been the #1 district in the world to create the most amount of clubs at one time in a given year.
Oh, really?
I was surprised as well.
What year was that?
I don't remember, but it was under the guidance of, I believe, either club growth director or district director. It was under Pauline Shirley, who actually is past international president.
Pauline Shirley is also a member of my home club, Preston Persuaders.
So we have some things to be very proud of. We have a history of international leadership. We have region advisors. We have district directors that are amazing people doing amazing things. District 50 is on the rise and we have what it takes for greatness. So I'm very excited. I have this renewed passion and excitement for what could be. And I really feel like the team is there with me as well. So I'm not doing this alone, and it's not Kim has decided that this is what we're going to do. It was a check-in. It was an ask for the team.
So I'm glad you said that. You pointed out it's not your vision for the district, it's our vision for the district, and it's not something that you're going to accomplish on your own. It's going to take the whole team, the team meaning every member of Toastmasters in the district. So probabilistically, most of our members are members of a club and not a part of the district leadership. So for those listeners, what should they know about their part to play in our vision for the district?
I'm so glad you asked that question. So I'm going to actually challenge you on that. Every club plays a role in this district because every president and vice president of education has a voice and a vote in our DC, our district council. So every club has a representative on the district council. They have a voice first. Secondly, every club also has a voice at Toastmasters International. That means that every club can either proxy their vote to somebody who's going to be voting at the annual business meeting at the convention, or they literally can go in and vote themselves at the annual business meeting. That means that every club has a vested interest in Toastmasters and has a voice. So when you say it's going to take every member, it truly is going to be a team sport.
Okay, yeah, last year I think our first episode was about proxy voting and how that works. When is the deadline for registering proxy votes this year?
I believe it's the 9th of August.
9th of August.
And we need to get those votes in.
So that's coming up really quick because we're recording today on August 2nd.
That's true.
Okay. All right.
So if this airs afterwards, just know we're going to be pushing it. The division directors and the area directors are already on it, and we're really seeking some good high votes that we can definitely represent at the convention this year.
Okay. All right. And then there's probably a lot of area directors listening to this show. What do you want to, and I know we're going to talk a lot about area directors here in a little bit, but as far as our vision for the district's success, what should our area directors know about their part to play in the district's success?
So in our prep call, I actually referred to them as the club champion. And I really am excited about that moniker. I think that it is really a truth teller. Our clubs are not out there on an island on their own. They have a tether to leadership, and that is through the area director. Our area directors should be so excited because if they have 4 to 5 clubs, it's almost like they get a free pass and a free membership to a whole lot of different kinds of ways of Toastmastering, and learning and getting to know more people. It's going to allow them to network more and to grow their ability to learn and be more educated when it comes to how other people are interacting with each other, what's working within different clubs and what's not, and taking those things and items and tasks and events and exciting things that are happening and are going well, and then impart them into other clubs that they're also working with. And being that trusted friend, coach, family member, whatever it is that that role is that they're going to play, our clubs need to know that they're not alone and that there's someone who is communicating with the district and with their division directors so that they have the support that they need.
Very cool. And we're definitely, like I said, we're definitely going to talk more about area directors here in a little bit in another episode. Okay. What challenges do you see that we're going to face?
So I think one of the things that everybody always is asking a leader, especially as a district leader or even a division leader, is what are you going to do to help me get membership up? How are you going to help me to maintain my membership? I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
That's a fair question. I think that what we forget is that our clubs are autonomous, and this goes back to what is it that we're looking to do? And as a leadership team, we're saying we're going to get distinguished. So what does that mean? It means no club losses. So my ask of our clubs this year is if you're on a bubble, request a club coach. Talk to Rhonda Bunty, club growth director, distinguished Toastmaster. Ask her, get her team and say, what can we do? Can we get a club coach? We're in this to win it with you. We're a part of this. We're rising with the district. I want that for everyone. If you're struggling with membership but you don't qualify for a club coach, you're on the bubble between 12 and 18 and you want to get a little bit stronger, let's work with David Dunn and see what we can do about speech crafts or open houses. What can we do to help bring and nurture that so that you can grow your membership and feel more confident? Does it mean that you just need some additional help with members coming in when you do an open house to appear stronger to your guests? If that's the case, let's talk about it and find out who can come and help you with that. So when our members are saying, how can you get me members? That's the one thing. The other thing that we're going to really be working on this year is we just had a meeting this week around LinkedIn. And one of the things that I am on the hunt for is a couple or, 1 or 2 LinkedIn gurus who would be interested in writing content and letting us repost it. Can you imagine every member in District 50, or let's not even do every member, let's just do a quarter of the members, started doing reposts, how many professional contacts do we have together or aside from each other that would must possibly be interested? I had someone, just based on my changing my role to district director in Oregon, say, speaking more within my organization at work. I've been kind of curious about Toastmasters. Can you tell me more about it? Now, while that's not helping District 50, it could. We have members all over the country, especially if we're a hybrid or a virtual club. So I invited him. I said, would you like to do it? And he's like, I'm going to look around in Oregon. But the word's out there. And that was just off of one Facebook post. So I'm really excited about what that future looks like. And it's not just about promoting within the district Facebook page. I'd like to see our club start promoting outside of our district. Eventbrite, LinkedIn, where else can you go? Post it up at the coffee shop. See if people would be interested in joining and learning what this is all about. PI methodology, prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, evaluations. Rip off the Band-Aid. Let's go.
Let's go. Now, you mentioned that you're looking for people to manage and create content on LinkedIn and possibly other social media apps. If someone thinks that they're the person for that job, or if they have some other ideas on how to promote the district's success this year, who do they get in touch with?
I'm going to say me, just because I want to make sure that if that is the case, I want to get them to the right person. So if it's about LinkedIn, obviously we would be working with Tiffany Danstoff, our PR manager. If it's around club growth or promoting club growth, definitely we need to work with Rhonda Bunty, Distinguished Toastmaster, our club growth director. If it's somebody who wants to get better at learning and facilitating and presenting and teaching, program quality is where it's at. We need them to get in touch with Distinguished Toastmaster Denise Castile, Program Quality Director. Distinguished Toastmaster Dwayne Wanick is our Deputy Program Quality Director this year and helping a lot with the TLI organization and contests. So there's something for everybody in this district. We just have to have you come out of the shadows and tell us that you are really passionate about LinkedIn. And there's a lot of them. I didn't even realize it, but I'm hearing about them now.
Yeah. So we often do a call to action towards the end of each episode. And I think one call to action for our listeners is go to d50.org. At the menu at the top, you can find the lists of leadership, and all those names that you mentioned just now, they can be contacted by email through the emails posted on the d50.org website, correct?
Absolutely. And here's some fun facts for you, Nikki. Did you know that we never had a District 50 or a D50 After Dark podcast team? It was a vision of a person. And they said, you know what? I'm going to start podcasting. And I said, you know what? We could use that as a part of our learning organization. We could bring in other Toastmasters or non-Toastmasters and talk about how Toastmasters has helped all of us. And it was not something on our radar.
Yeah.
And it was because it was the dream or the vision. So it isn't, even if it's not on the roadmap, let us know what it is.
Yeah.
We want to support you in that dream.
Isn't it amazing how an idea, a small idea or a big idea by one person, if they just let people know about their idea, it can explode into something big. And we've seen that with so many things, including this podcast. And here we are interviewing District Director Kimberly Ross.
Thank you so much.
It's been a lot of fun talking to you about our vision for the district this year. And next time, we're going to be talking about having fun.
All right, let's have some fun with this, Nikki. I'm ready.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, Nikki.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of B50 After Dark. Catch you next time.